if we can, I want to shift gears a little bit. I meant to ask you if it was all right to talk about this before the show, but we had some setup stuff going on. But I wanna just kind of pick your brain a little bit, if you're cool with it. If not, we can cut this out. But how has being autistic impacted positively or negatively your career up to this point? Because thinking about stuff like that, I mean, there has to be some benefits as well as some mountains to climb, right?
Yeah. So I got diagnosed with autism right before we moved up to Wausau. I was 37. Spent my whole life just not knowing. So autism, ADHD, and PTSD were my diagnoses.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. Yeah, at 37. And honestly, stopping drinking allowed me to realize that I had some problems I had to work through. I think I was covering up a lot of stuff that was going on in the past few years before I quit drinking. And we also had a lot going on at the time. Amy had big jobs, and she also had 20 piano students. I had a full-time job, some companies here and there, and I was also fixing up this 4,000 square foot house in Madison for 4 years. And there was just a ton going on. And drinking just covered up it allowed me to just not think about the issues I was having. Quitting drinking then, all of a sudden it was like, I got to work through this stuff. So I found a good therapist, and just to work through some things and process some stuff. And she recommended that I go to get diagnosed for neurodivergence. So I set that up and went through the process. And, the second I got diagnosed, it was like all of these ruminating thoughts that I was having about my entire life, like these interactions that I had that just didn't go right, or like somebody stopped talking to me, like what went wrong here? It just stopped because there's just something I couldn't really help. There's one of the tests that was involved was pick out the offensive statements in the story. 1 out of 10. I just don't. Some things is lost on me. So the that social lubricant side of alcohol was really that's what it took away. Like all of those thoughts about how do I interact in this situation. Okay, this person is here, and also this person, and I know how to interact with them separately, but in a group they act differently. So how do I do this? And those are like the challenges that I have with the autism, but there's a lot of advantages. My special interest for 10 years was reading research and nutrition and science and performance science. And it's just like what I like to do in my free time. And if I had the data myself, I'd do it for 12 hours, just read research papers. So advantages and disadvantages, yeah. And the creative side of things, it's just, like I said, it's always going. And then being able to get diagnosed and understand more about myself has really allowed me to just focus my energy to my strengths and not worry as much about things that are challenging for me, because I don't have to think about why it is. It's just like, okay, this is